Darcy's described as a twat, and that's one of the milder insults. And it seems there's no end to her talent. It's a bit like karaoke at a hen night. It features a magnificent centrepiece of a truly obnoxious Mr. Collins. Some critics have said this is the funniest show currently in the West End. So is it? Well, keep watching and I'll tell you what I thought of Pride and Prejudice, sort of.
Hello, I'm Paul Seven-Lewis and welcome to 1 Minute Theatre.Reviews. This is the Criterion Theatre at Piccadilly Circus and I'm here to see Pride and Prejudice, sort of.
What's particularly clever about Isobel McArthur's take on Pride and Prejudice is that, although it is a spoof, it's extremely faithful to the story. And much of the comedy derives from exactly the same situations that are funny in the book. And it is at key moments quite moving. I was surprised at just how touched I was by the ending. So Isobel McArthur's paid homage to the qualities of the story and some of the dialogue while extracting a great deal more out-and-out laughter. Much of the humour derives from the concept of 5 modern working-class women playing early 19th century maids who recreate the story with makeshift costumes and props. So we have the bathos of this classic story and its characters being presented from today's perspective. And there's 21st century language, including a lot of swearing. Darcy's described as a twat, and that's one of the milder insults. And Elizabeth tells Mr. Collins exactly what he can do with his marriage proposal. So there's this shock of seeing Jane Austen's reserved characters, normally talking in such sensitive language, mouthing expletives. But there's also the anachronism of party food at a ball being Pringles and wagon wheels. Well, that's the 1 minute review. Sort of. Keep watching for more about the splendid Pride and Prejudice, sort of. Of course, the basic material is very good. The novel on which it's based is by Jane Austen, the world's favourite novelist. Well, okay, my favourite novelist. But Pride and Prejudice is not only Jane Austen's most popular work, it's one of the most popular novels written in the English language. And that's thanks in no small part to the character of Mr. Darcy, played over the years on screen by Laurence Olivier, Colin Firth and Matthew McFadden, and to that pantheon we can now add Isobel McArthur. Yeah, there have been many excellent spoof versions of Pride and Prejudice as well, like Lost in Austen, Bridget Jones' Diary, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and a Bollywood musical, Bride and Prejudice. So this is a crowded market, but Pride and Prejudice, sort of, stands out. It's actually a musical comedy because the story is interspersed with the characters grabbing a microphone and singing classic romantic pop songs like Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow and Holding Out for a Hero and Young Hearts Run Free, You're So Vain, about Darcy of course, and Lady in Red, a song by Lady Catherine de Bourgh's relative, Chris de Burgh. It's a bit like karaoke at a hen night, and it all adds to the fun. The cast of 5 take on all the parts. As I said, the author, Isobel McArthur, is a wonderful Darcy. She conveys so very well the stiff reserve that conceals a romantic heart. And in addition, she plays an even more coarse than usual Mrs. Bennet. And it seems there's no end to her talents, as she also co-directs with Simon Harvey. Tori Burgess creates a truly obnoxious Mr. Collins. Christina Gordon plays Lizzie's sister Jane and the appalling Lady Catherine de Bourgh. There were 2 understudies on the night I saw it, which is par for the course at the moment in the theatre, mainly because of COVID. I had been looking forward to seeing Hannah Jarrett-Scott and Meghan Tyler, who are both highly experienced actors and were very well reviewed in this production. But Annabel Gordon did well as poor, desperate Charlotte trapped in her hellish marriage, as well as playing the soppy Charles Bingley. And so did Leah Jamieson as the strong-willed but annoyingly self-satisfied Elizabeth Bennet. Sometimes the characters are just too much of a caricature, and I did expect, having set the idea in motion, that the play would give us more of the maid's angle on events than it actually did. But it's rich in ideas and displays non-stop creativity. I particularly like the moment when Elizabeth looks at a painting of Darcy and Isobel McArthur slides behind the empty frame to pose as the portrait, whose eyes then follow Lizzie round the room. There's one simple set designed by Ana Ines Jabares-Pita that suggests a rich household, not dissimilar in decor to the lovely Criterion Theatre, using minimal props and with books as a motif. It features a magnificent centrepiece of a wide staircase that winds all the way up to the flies, with steps supported by books. This is a light-hearted and lightweight play. It doesn't have the depth of Laura Wade's Austen-inspired comedy The Watsons, which I saw at the Menier, and which was due a West End transfer before COVID struck. But nevertheless, it's just what you need to cheer you up in a year that has started as depressingly as the last one ended. COVID sadly is scaring audiences away from theatres, which is such a shame because this is a show that should be selling out and looking forward to a long run. I certainly hope you get the chance to see it, and I give Pride and Prejudice, sort of, 4 stars. And is it the funniest show currently in the West End? Well, I haven't seen them all, but I wouldn't be at all surprised. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did and want to be the first to know about future reviews, please subscribe by clicking the button at the bottom of the screen. And if you're one of those old-fashioned types who still likes reading reviews, please visit my website, oneminutetheatreReviews.co.uk. Thank you for watching.